Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here again, back here with another video. To be honest, today's been one of those stressful days and I've got a bad feeling. The guy upstairs is not too keen on me, but I hope he'll prove me wrong one day. And hopefully things will get better. It's been, I think, quite an annoying week or two for me, but anyway, hopefully get better. I often say that, but we'll have to see. Anywho, obviously this is part 2 of my video which I made a while back earlier, and finally got around to making a second part, or getting around to making a second part, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So here goes. Talking about my plans for the future, like Wednesdays, because I like to do certain things on certain days, so every possible Wednesday. And anyway, I'm going to crack on with the list. So number 11, I would love to improve animal rights and human rights and things like that across, especially Asia, compassion for animals, and try and get people in Asia, especially to promote the message of being kind to animals and all living things, especially all the animals, and like improving human rights. Sorry, animal rights and human rights as well. But so I was thinking about this recently. Like, I think it actually was something I saw on Facebook about how dancing bears are treated in India, which is supposed to be, people are vegetarian in India because they're supposed to care for animals, but yeah, they seem to treat animals so badly. So I'd love to make like a Pan-Asian sort of network for animal rights, and something similar in Africa, to talk about like valuing animals and treating them well, and valuing all living things, I suppose, and things like that. So I hope I can promote that message. And the things I was talking about earlier, like partnership between Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and Singapore. Hopefully, I'll cover that tomorrow. And the one about the Chindian partnership, hopefully, I'll cover a 30-point list on each of those things tomorrow, as well as the other things I was going to cover. Maybe if I'm lucky, I might get to cover something about football, as I often like to do. So improving animal rights and things like that across Asia, and Pan-Asian animal rights, and also in Africa, and encouraging people I know quite a few people in Africa, like some of them on Facebook and some of them I know in person as well. And I'm hoping to find more from Asia, and what I call the 4, generally like indigenous people from Australasia and the Americas as well. So hopefully in time I'll find more of those. Number 12, hopefully I'll have the confidence and positivity to talk about my plans for my paperwork, my ideas and all that on paper, and what I want to do with them. And I feel guilty that not doing that earlier. I think I have a few regrets about not explaining the paperwork. I think my mum's got rid of some of the stuff that I wanted to keep, and also like put it in different order to what I wanted to do. So I'm a bit annoyed about that. That's one thing. That's probably what's annoyed me the most over this week or two. I can't remember exactly when she started doing that, but anywho, feels like it's been quite hot. It feels like it's been quite a long time, but yeah, because I like things to be in a certain order, and I like to do certain things with those paperworks. And I like receipts, for instance, give them to people in Asia and Africa, and help them to find out the prices of things in the UK, and like different prices of things around the world, and also like something they can write a shopping list on, and things like that. So yeah, little things I like to keep, like that, like even cardboard or things like that other people throw away, or things that could be used for artists or stuff. So I'm a bit annoyed that about that, but anyway, I'll have to try and move on with it and think what we can do about it. But anyway, moving on, number 13 on that note, possibly we want to talk about some things, like some of the negative things like regrets and things like that. So I know sometimes you've got to have the rough with the smooth, but anyway, I hope to cover some of those things. But moving on, number 14, on that note, I don't want to be too negative. I do want to try and think of some positive things as well. So hopefully I'll think of something positive to cover as well. Number 15, as I hope to improve those relations I talked about between all possible Asian nations and the Far East, like make Far Eastern networks. I used to call them the Orient, but apparently that's a non-PC term, but it's maybe like the Far Eastern network, I suppose. I used to call it Oriental, but as I say, apparently that's non-PC, so a lot of people don't like that term. So for those who don't mind the term, I'll say Oriental, but for those who, for the politically correct version, I'll say Far Eastern network. And also like what I call brown nations like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. I hope to unite those together somehow. I know that'll be a mammoth task, but it's something I hope to do. And I hope to think about my goals tomorrow and hopefully have a new beginning and see what I can do. Number 16, I hope to think about ideas for Serie A and Italian football and continue to develop those ideas as well as possible. Recently, I was thinking and I don't know if there probably already is one or two, or probably are one or two Italian football museums is an idea I came up with. But yeah, I'd love to see what I think about what sort of ideas could help Italian football and Celtic to do really well, or to achieve more. And number 17, again, I hope to talk about my dream for like part of the Chindian network between China and India. Could be like the governments investing in Italian football and Celtic, and like apparently both China and India, fun enough, actually want to get into football. So it could be a great way like to help them to like practice. So people in China and India playing football with people from Italy, and also Celtic fans and people from Celtic, like helping more academies in China and India, and also like similar things for other parts of Asia as well. I hope that makes sense as ever. Yeah, just using some of my imagination and think about stories about how that would be so great, like trying to imagine scenarios, and I also hope to think about and write up more stories. Number 18, hopefully things will get a bit brighter and more positive over time. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot better, and I'll find some way to make the most of what I have and appreciate what I have, and try and find ways to share my ideas and share my paperwork with people in Africa and Asia and places like that, the forum, as I talk about, and things like that, and find a way to explain what I want to do with my paperwork and stuff like that. Number 19, next Wednesday, I hope to talk about 30 Asian artists, authors, artists, and poets and people like that. So I hope to have lots of my infamous list videos like this one, where I talk about those sorts of things. I know I talk about writers, but I know writers and authors are the same thing, but I hope to use both terms. So I hope to have a list of 30 authors. And number 20, I hope to do whatever I can with the time I have, which I know I always try and take on too much for a 24-hour day. So as ever, I'd love to know what you think about this video, as with all my videos. Was this video really cringeworthy, or was I a bit crazy, or did I make any sense at all? And just generally, I'd love to know what you think about it. Hopefully some people out there preferably like the video, or will like the video in the future, and hopefully I'll get a few views and sharing the video and liking the video, especially from people from Asia and Africa. I really think they should like my videos, because the more they support my channel, the more I can help not just myself but them as well. So anyway, I'm out. Peace and love.